Hello and welcome to Daily Reflection with Aneel Aranha. Today is the 19th of November 2019 and we're going to reflect on Luke 19, 1 to 10. Jesus entered Jericho and was passing through it. A man was then named Zacchaeus. He was a chief tax collector and was rich. He was trying to see who Jesus was, but on account of the crowd he could not because he was short in stature. So he ran ahead and climbed a sycamore tree to see him because he was going to pass that way. When Jesus came to the place, he looked up and said to him, "Zacchaeus, hurry and come down, for I must stay at your house today." So he hurried down and was happy to welcome him. All who saw it began to grumble and said, "He has gone to be the guest of one who is a sinner." Zacchaeus stood there and said to the Lord, "Look, half my possessions, Lord, I will give to the poor, and if I have defrauded anyone of anything, I will pay back 4 times as much." Then Jesus said to him, "Today salvation has come to this house, because he too is a son of Abraham. For the Son of Man came to seek out and to save the lost." The Gospel of the Lord. Many years ago, almost in another lifetime, I met Sheikh Mohammed, the ruler of Dubai. It was at a party thrown in the desert for the inaugural event of the Dubai World Cup, and I was invited to attend because of my involvement with the race. I got a big kick when passing by all the guests. He stopped to make conversation with me. I imagine this is how anybody would feel if somebody really big and important, like a pope or a president or a sheikh, were to stop by to have a word with them. Now, what if they were to invite themselves home for dinner? I imagine you'd be totally delighted, but what if they said they were coming over right then and there? While you would undoubtedly still be excited, you'd also be very worried, especially if your house was in a mess and there was nothing in the fridge to offer your guest. I'm sure you'd find 100 other things to worry about, right? But when Jesus invited himself to Zacchaeus' house, the man didn't seem to care what shape his house was in or whether he had food to serve. Scripture says he was happy to welcome him. He seemed to realize intuitively that it didn't matter to Jesus what shape the house was in or what he had to offer. What mattered to Jesus was to be welcomed in because he had eyes that looked beyond the mess to what lay beyond. I think over the years I've gotten a little of Jesus in me, especially in the way I look at people. Jesus doesn't seem to see people as they are. He sees them as what he created them to be. Amazing, wonderful people. And I see that too. Whenever I look at new students of the school, that is how I look at them. They're all so messed up, but I know that over the year they will metamorphose like a caterpillar into a butterfly, and that is such a joy to behold. What causes the change? It isn't me or the teachers or the way everything works. It is that they've opened the door to their lives and invited Jesus in. But you don't need to join any school to learn to do this. Jesus is inviting himself to your house right now. He's saying, "Here I stand at the door and knock. If you hear my voice and open the door, I will come in and eat with you and you with me." So, don't worry about the mess in your house. It's a metaphor for your life. All the sin, all the bondages, all the other rubbish that goes on, don't worry about it. Just open the door. And when he walks in, he will make it right. Just get him in. That's the essence of grace. So, invite a king for dinner today.